Morning. I'm on my drive into work. I'm late. Very, very late. It's been a morning, for sure. My wife made me angry this morning. And I've been going through like a lot of different emotions and thoughts about that. I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm not even going to talk about necessarily like what happened in that situation, because that's not important. Because number one, I love my wife. She is everything to me, right? But I feel like what's interesting, what I want to talk about with the fact that my wife made me angry this morning is what thoughts ran through my mind since the incident, which honestly is not like, it's annoying, big in that sense, but like not, oh, we about to get a divorce. Like, I swear to God. Like, I mean, like, if I ever get to the point where what happened, like, was like, oh, we getting a divorce, it's like that's stupid. I honestly, I'm kind of working it out right now as I'm talking, so I'm sorry if this isn't like the most appealing video or like snappy video or anything like that. I find it really interesting that this is my second day of vlogging, right? Of doing the car rides into work, and they won't always be car rides. And my wife makes me angry. I'm justified in that anger. She apologizes. We cool. That's my girl, right? I don't know what this is. I've never done this before in my life. And one of the thoughts swarming in my head, amongst many thoughts, was, man, this would be a really good topic for a vlog. Like, to talk about this incident and what happened and why I'm angry, and just to come on here like, y'all, I'm angry with my wife. You know what I mean? And because, you know, that makes for good content, right? I kept thinking about it, and like the different things that went through my mind were, I'm not going to call on my wife on the internet. That's not what I do, right? I don't believe in that. So I thought about, yo, what if I just said, like, I have a family member living with me who did this thing, and it made me really angry, and I had to really think about like what it means, like to forgiveness and like family stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I kept thinking about like, how would I frame it? Because like I said, I'm not going to like make my wife look bad in public kind of thing. I just find it really interesting that in the midst of my anger, I was thinking about content, what people call content. And I just feel like, no, I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I might be a hypocrite one day, and with my wife's blessing, we might, you know, talk about stuff like that. Not we, because I don't think she'll ever actually show up on this YouTube channel. I'm not going to say I'm never going to have conversations about my marriage, but situations in which there's emotions are high, I'm thinking about the things that transpired. I literally had the thought like, yo, this is perfect for the second day of my daily vlog. And that's crazy to me. I'm the type of person who makes fun of people who do like daily vlogs. Like they do their daily vlogs. They set up the camera in the supermarket, and then they show them like walking towards the camera. And then like in your mind, you're like, oh, this is really cool and interesting. I know like it's an art form in itself. So I've since stopped like clowning it for the most part. But like, no, that's not true. I do still clown it. I'm sorry. I just lied. Because the thing where people like wake up, like show themselves like waking up. I'm like, so you set your camera, got in bed, and then showed yourself waking up. Or people who cry on camera. Both of those things are like, what? But to get to the point what I'm saying, I don't like it. I don't like the idea that my brain is wired for this idea of turning my life into content, especially the parts of life that are dark. Dark is a bit much for what happened, but like, I can't think of a better word than like intimate, and not intimate in like a sexual nature, obviously, but intimate in like this is the most important relationship I have in my life, right? When I was having these thoughts, I haven't even talked to my wife yet. I needed space, right? So the idea that before I talk to my wife and reconcile with her, before I talk to my best friend who I call sometimes, where I'm like, yo, this lady is getting on my nerves, right? And we're both married, so we have these conversations, and we're good sounding boards for one another in these situations because we're mature adult human beings who don't buy into foolishness that a lot of the internet like puts out there. Like it was funny, like I was talking to my friend Zach last night, and we were talking about like red pill stuff and how people on like red pill often say like, so you let your wife do that? Or so like, why would you let your woman? And like the immediate thought that always comes to my mind is let. What do you mean let? She's a grown adult human being. I'm not letting her do anything. Like, she's grown. Anyway, that's a whole sidebar. I promise y'all ADHD tangents, and y'all gonna get them, right? So, yeah, like, I don't think I have anything deeper than I just don't like that thought. And this channel will never be, I hope I don't get corrupted. This channel will never be my therapy, my sounding off for my wife and I don't have kids, but if I had kids, like my kids, or like making those things that should stay within marriage, right? I hate name dropping, but there is a comedian who is on the internet, pretty prominent. I've watched him forever. He and his wife and his entire family are on the internet. You know the one thing that I never see him do? I never see him dog his wife on the internet. You can tell from their marriage that, from what you can see of their marriage on the internet, that they run the gamut of things in marriage, right? You know, struggles that married couples have, minus like cheating or whatever, because I don't think that that's been a part of their marriage, nor has it been a part of mine, and that's not what's happening here either. But you never see him dog his wife on the internet, and that's something that I so respect, because it's so easy, just like the thought I had this morning. It's so easy to turn on the camera and be like, you know what my wife did? She put her toes in the fridge and grabbed the bologna with her big toe and her small toe, and she just put that thing in the pan. I said, nigga, did you just put your toes in the bologna and put it in the pot? Who raised you? Like, you know what I mean? You could do stuff like that. Now, I mean, that's silly and that's weird, and that also has not happened in my marriage. Come on, man. That also has not happened in my marriage. Thank God, because that would be a conversation worth having. But I don't like when people dog their significant other on the internet. I'm not going to be the type of person to do that. And it's just crazy to me that one of my first thoughts with this situation was, in a roundabout way, like I didn't think these exact thoughts. I can get a lot of views, likes, potentially subscribers, and conversation points from this situation. Nigga, you see me. You see me. What are you doing? But honestly, as unsubstantive as this video has been, because it really hasn't, I don't think I've provided a lot of value. I've provided a lot of value to myself, selfishly, in that I got to talk this out. And no, it's still not therapy. Go to a therapist. You know what I mean? Like, you being able to talk something out and that being therapy, pardon me, are two different things. Also, I also thought about like the whole, like, going from the angle of like, if your family member makes you mad, and like being like super vague with like, if your family member makes you mad and you are feeling these feelings, then that's totally like normal and natural, and you got to recognize that she respects you and she loves you, and blah blah. Like I forget with the Jackson nigga, like I forget what his name is, like the guy who was like the relationship guru but was wilding on his wife, like that. You know what I mean? Like I thought about, like, I didn't think about doing that, but I thought about the fact that I could come off that way as a relationship guru or somebody that you should follow. You shouldn't. I got a laundry list of things that I am at fault for in my marriage. You know what I mean? I am not some kind of like, I was wrong or I was right in this situation, therefore my marriage, I was never the problem. Like, no, nigga. 9 years of marriage, I've been the problem. You know what I mean? Like, I've been the problem. And the funny thing is, one of the things that I thought about when I got my ADHD diagnosis and really understood what ADHD was, is the way that it impacts my marriage. One of the things I don't and did not want to do was ADHD is a reason why I do certain things that I do, and I've learned that, but I don't want it to be an excuse for, what am I trying to say? I don't want ADHD and the symptoms of ADHD, which I believe to be severe, and use it to take away the impact that it has on my wife. I have ADHD. That means I forget things. That means I lose motivation. That means I make a mess. That means, like, you know, I have mood swings and I get angry and all this other stuff. And I can root a lot of it back to ADHD, right? But that ain't got nothing to do with my wife. That's a me issue, right? But if I do something that is very easily traced back to my ADHD, it doesn't mean it didn't impact her. My diagnosis is not a free ticket to excuse my behavior and excuse the impact of my behavior, to my wife. She's a real, fully realized human being. You know what I mean? Saying, oh man, it's my ADHD. That's not mean. It's not annoying. She can't get angry. Like, it doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you know why. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt other people. You know? Sometimes why, like, kind of lessens the blow, like the impact of things. But when you live with somebody for 9 years, it can be difficult, you know? And I didn't, like, so, I gotta find another place for parking. That sucks. Well, damn, I could have turned and did all the things. I forget what I was saying. Now I've lost my train of thought. I'm keeping all this in, by the way, because I really don't feel like editing. I might do a little bit of color correction. You know what I mean? The colors might be corrected. But, yeah, anyway, so, damn, what was I trying to say? Give me 5 seconds. I know I was talking about ADHD, the impact that it has on my wife. She's a fully realized human being. I was saying something. But basically, I love my wife. And yeah, we're not dogging her on the internet for clicks. I guess that's the long and short of it. I legitimately forget what I was saying. I just think it's funny that y'all got to see the ADHD in real time. Like, I cannot believe I've lost my train of thought completely. It's gone. That thought is, whatever that thought was, it's gone. Anyway, since it's gone, I guess I should end this video because I don't want to keep you guys around for my ADHD thinking face. Like, what was I thinking about? What was I saying? Like, I could do that. I could keep y'all on here for that. But yeah, I don't think that's fair to y'all. With that being said, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, this is day 2 of, what is the name of this channel? I keep wanting to say It Is What It Is, but there's literally a whole nother channel called that. It Could Be Whatever. Thank you for coming to episode 2 of It Could Be Whatever. If you saw my first episode yesterday, I was like trying to think of like what the name of the channel would be. My best friend like really helped me figure it out, because I had it as like insert clever channel name was the name of it. I was like, should I do insert channel name here or insert channel name or insert channel name here? And I was trying to like debate that. And he was like, well, what's the channel about? I was like, well, you know, it's gonna be like a daily vlog. It could be long or short or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be long videos, it doesn't have to be short videos, like it could be whatever. And he was like, well, is that available? Like, is It Could Be Whatever available? And lo and to the behold, it is available. I was shocked that I just typed that in as like the handle and it was actually available. That blew my mind. I cannot believe no one chose It Could Be Whatever as their channel name. But I have it now. So this is episode 2 of It Could Be Whatever. I gotta go to work because I'm late.